In the Indian competitive ecosystem, the pressure starts early and never really stops. You're either beating the clock on a brutal entrance exam or chasing an impossible corporate target. You look to your left and right, and you see millions of people trapped in the exact same daily grind, elbow to elbow, trying to force their way through the same narrow doors. To survive this environment, a specific philosophy gets pushed on us: the uncompromising, aggressive drive, often called the lion mentality. The instruction is clear. If you want to succeed, you must crave victory as desperately as a drowning person craves oxygen. But if you follow that rule to the absolute letter, a strange contradiction appears. The people who finally reach the top of this mountain, who secure the exact success they bled for, often report feeling completely suffocated. There is a sharp, undeniable high the moment a massive goal is achieved. You clear the UPSC, you secure the IIT seat, or you land the promotion. For 24 hours, the validation is intoxicating. Then the second morning arrives. The congratulatory messages stop. The external applause fades, and you are left sitting in a quiet, disorienting vacuum. Look at this graph. The top line tracks exactly what our cultural return on investment mindset measures: status, titles, and wealth, rising steadily over a career. But the bottom line exposes the hidden cost. We calculate the ROI for our bank accounts, but completely fail to calculate our own mental exhaustion, letting inner peace crash into the negative. That blind, breathe-at-all-costs ambition works remarkably well as a survival mechanism. It keeps you moving in the rat race. It just fails entirely as a sustainable blueprint for a fulfilling life. Eventually, the blueprint breaks. You put in maximum effort, and you still fail catastrophically. To see the value in that failure, we have to look at one of the most prestigious academic environments on Earth. Standing in front of a stadium full of overachievers, a cultural icon of success offered a necessary reality check. He recounted his most public humiliation. He had built a billion-dollar company by age 30, only to be fired by his own board of directors. The loss was absolute, forcibly resetting his ego. Yet, stripped of corporate pressure and the heavy expectations of being the golden boy, he entered the most creatively productive era of his life. He bought a small computer graphics division and built an entirely new industry. This diagram maps out his core theory. In the moment of failure, events look like scattered, chaotic dots. You cannot see the logic while living through the pain. It is only years later, looking backward, that the lines draw themselves into a clear upward trajectory. True resilience requires accepting a difficult truth. You cannot avoid the fall. The fall itself provides the raw materials required for whatever you build next. There is one undeniable variable that permanently breaks every 5-year plan and corporate roadmap: terminal mortality. Professor Randy Pausch stood on stage to deliver his famous last lecture with the full knowledge that he had only months to live. His thesis ignored everything the rat race values. He argued that the real objective isn't accumulating resume points. It is finding the joy in childhood dreams, and then using that joy to enable others. He spent his final months negotiating his way onto a NASA training aircraft to finally experience weightlessness. He wasn't doing it for an award. He was doing it for the infectious thrill of showing people what it looks like to achieve a dream. Confronting your own expiration acts as an immediate filter. It mutes the noise of external expectations and exposes only what truly lasts: the impact you have on the people you leave behind. This shift from achieving for yourself to providing for others reveals a different kind of success. It is found not in the famous, but in the ordinary people whose presence makes the world easier for someone else. You see it in anonymous kindness. These are actions that offer absolutely zero financial return, no networking advantage, and no social media clout. When you perform an action specifically because it yields no fame and no money, you completely bypass your own ego. This sits in direct opposition to the aggressive, desperate hustle we are taught to worship. Instead of fighting to extract external value, you are making an emotional investment where the only dividend is internal quiet. Emotional wealth accumulates when your value is detached from external validation. It comes from becoming the unsung hero, quietly improving a small corner of the world. The phrase, "stay hungry, stay foolish," bridges these two worlds. It demands a restless ambition for growth, but tempers it with a humble curiosity about the world around you. You build your whole life with the desperation of someone who needs to breathe, sharpening your skills and achieving your potential. But you find your purpose when you realize that breath was always meant to be shared. The clock is ticking down for all of us. You can spend all that remaining time just trying to outrun the person next to you in the rat race, or you can use your success to become someone else's